There is a space in my heart where I find the truth. I find me and you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. See when new eyes allow and unfold, embrace and let go, trust the flow. There's a freedom in love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah, there is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love and welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here, and you are welcome here. And breathe in and out. Slowly feel all that's around you, and all that you feel, and all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, when we unite. Oh, 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 when we unite. Yeah, yeah, when we unite. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You are welcome here. Love is welcome here. And peace is welcome here. And you are welcome here.
You are welcome here. I jumped the gun. I absolutely love that song. That song has become our opening song, and it will continue to be our opening song throughout this year, and who knows, maybe next year as well. You are welcome here. Good morning. It's the last Sunday you will ever have to see my backdrop at home. And the last Sunday I will have to broadcast because we're going to be moving our broadcast site to our center in Atlanta. And then we will open the doors to you on July 4th. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. I see everyone chiming in, letting us know where you're from. And so it's an honor to be here with you. I missed you last week. I was away on a family vacation, which was just luxurious. I won't bore you with the details, but it was fun, and an adventure. I was up in the Rocky Mountains, and so it was big adventure, big fun. Let me share with you some announcements that I know you will find interesting. Today, of course, we have ways in which you can give. If you would like to contribute financially, you may do that as a text or joining onto our website for more information there. And we appreciate so much your contributions. Each Tuesday, we have an ongoing meditation with Reverend Ursula Lentini that takes place each Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to join in and you need that connection piece, this is a very special opportunity to be with Reverend Ursula and her leadership for meditation every Tuesday night at 7 on a Zoom connection. And of course, each Sunday we have available for you before services drop at 10:30 a.m. We have a 9 a.m. adult study. And so we invite you to join with us each Sunday at 9 a.m. That is also a Zoom call, and that's available online, as you see. But also, it's an ongoing class that's been taking place under the leadership of 3 religious science practitioners. So you will be very well cared for as they pursue the not only just the Science of Mind text, but each daily meditation, if you will. They're unpacking many of the rich treasures we have available to us as a group each Sunday at 9 a.m. And I'm so excited to share with you a special opportunity. You may know about this, but it is drawn out in detail in this June magazine, CSL magazine, which you can pick up at Barnes and Noble or come by our offices if you're local. The celebration, well, let me be specific. The fundraising opportunity that CSL is asking for their capital campaign for our retreat center, which they are raising funds for just through the month of June. So, Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta has donated money, and we want you to, as an individual, match and say, I'm a member of Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta, and my donation is coming in as a match for what Spiritual Living Center has sent forward to our parent organization. So, our global community is asking through the month of June to support this capital campaign, and Spiritual Living Center has said, yes, we believe in this campaign and we would like to honor that. And we're asking our individual members to match. And I just love that. What a great opportunity for me as an individual to say, yes, SLCA, I will join with you and match your funds that you're contributing. So here's an opportunity. And I want to share with you that they see this as an answered prayer. Not only are you an answered prayer to someone, but our organization is saying this retreat center is an answered prayer. And much of the information you may have, you may ask, if you have questions, you may find that information available in the June issue of Guide for Spiritual Living. So take a look at that. Not only is that information available, but also in this magazine, Reverend Andrea Earl and Reverend Raymond Anderson have a lengthy article on Juneteenth, the celebration. And so CSL is broadening their horizons, if you will, in many, many ways, and one of which is to include that information. And I wanted to share with you that there's an invitation for us to come together for Juneteenth celebration. And if you have questions about that information, I think is coming forward. Yes, Honoring Freedom. So honoringfreedom.website. If you have questions about this, it's going to be an amazing, amazing event, the 18th and 19th, which is this coming weekend. About 10 performing artists. You'll find out not only the history of Juneteenth, but you're going to be celebrating through song and beautiful, beautiful presentations coming forward from CSL members that are joining for that celebration. So if you have questions about that, it's info@honoringfreedom.website. So please take a look at that and join with us virtually. And they're also doing that as a tease, if you will, a fundraiser for June 2022, which is going to be I think it's called a soulful celebration. So there's a lot to look forward to. CSL is turning a corner in the way they do spiritual practice. And so we celebrate that. We really do. We're just so excited to see that coming forward for us as a community. We had so much success last month. Thank you, Shannon Pruitt, for honoring our sister organization, Unitarian Universalist Community of Atlanta. We're partnering with them each month, and we raised, I think, 347 pounds of food. So this is another food drive happening today. And Lee, one of our members will be there. Shannon is out of town right now, but one of our members will be there to receive your foods for pets and people today from 2 to 4 in the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta parking lot. Please continue that momentum as we share our contributions in that way with our community. And it goes to the Toca Hills Community Alliance. Thank you, Shannon, for that. And if you need prayer today, I need prayer every day, don't you? Please join with our religious science practitioners who are available. You'll see them in the chat saying, I'm available for you today. There's always an opportunity to join with another person so that they may build your idea for your day through prayer. Please take a look at that. And thank you so much. Have a great service, everyone.
Good morning. I'm Susan Zoller, a member of the ministerial team here at Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta, and I invite you to join me in saying our call to service. How I choose to think creates my personal experience. Therefore, I choose to think affirmatively. I choose to speak affirmatively. I choose to live affirmatively. Not only is my right, it is my responsibility as a conscious being. I allow myself to be used, guided, and available for the reawakening of everyone's magnificence. The moment is now, and I say yes. And together we say, and so it is.
So, as I mentioned earlier, I was away on vacation and I chose to go to nature. That's where I find so much of my healing. We went out to the Rockies and we were with family. And I came back knowing that I wanted to sing this song. I see us in the park, strolling the summer days of imaginings in my head, and words from my hearts told only to the winds, felt even without being said. I don't want to bore you with my troubles. There's something about your love that makes me weak and it knocks me off my feet. There's something about your love that makes me weak and it knocks me off my feet. It knocks me off my feet. I don't want to bore you with it. Oh, but I love you, I love you, I love you. I don't want to bore you with it, but I love you more and more. We lay beneath the stars under a lover's tree, seen through the eyes of my mind, and I reach out for the part of you that lives in me. Only our two hearts can find. I don't want to bore you with my troubles. There's something about your love that makes me weak and it knocks me off my feet. There's something about your love that makes me weak and it knocks me off my feet. Knocks me off my feet. I don't wanna bore you with it, oh, but I love you, I love you, I love you. I don't wanna bore you with it, no, but I love you. I can only love you more.
Good morning. My name is Joseph Clark. I proudly serve as a religious science practitioner here in the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. It's wonderful to see everyone. I want everyone at this time to get themselves settled, let the kinks out, get in a position of calmness and understanding. And we are going to go into our affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment. Take a deep breath, let it out. I know that the wind is here. I know that fire is here. I know that earth is here. I know that water is here. All those elements are a part of our universe. And being a part of our universe and being a part of the oneness of God is a part of us. We embrace that universality, that God is a part of us and we are a part of him, her, the oneness. I declare and I affirm that I am uplifting our spirit, as an individual. I'm uplifting our spirit as a community, knowing that we have weathered the storm of pandemic and understanding that it has brought us closer to the oneness of who we are and the joy of who we are, knowing that that touches each and every one of the people in our community, knowing that love embraces each and every one of us, and knowing that we will continue to spread that love into the world, into our community, into ourselves. I am so grateful and thankful that I am here, that you are here, that we are here, uplifting each other, knowing that all is as it should be. I am grateful and thankful for this moment. I am grateful and thankful for you. I let God go. I let God in. I know that it is already done, all the goodness that is in our lives. And so it is.
With every prayer, I breathe the heart of God. I breathe the love of God through me. With every prayer, I breathe the heart of God. I breathe the love of God through me. As I open and allow, I know right here and now, I create a world where wonders never cease. With every prayer, I breathe the heart of God. I breathe the love of God through me.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Penelope. We're so lucky today. I love Dr. David Alexander, and I miss him when he's gone. But today we have Kat Kim. She's an amazing woman. Wait till you hear her. She has a history, and she's willing to share it. So you know when people recover, you know when people go to hell and back, that they've got something really important to say. And she's been there. So wait, just like put your seatbelt on, get your pen and paper out, because she's going to be doing some amazing teaching and blessing. Her intelligence level is very high, and we are getting ready. So get ready. Kim Kat is a Center for Spiritual Living practitioner. She's also a leadership coach and the founder of the School of Divine Confidence. Listen carefully here. As a former crack addict and convicted drug offender facing 3 years in state prison, Kat has battled addiction, abuse, depression, and has come out on the other side, blasting her beauty and wisdom. Her inspiration, transformation, and work with real people worldwide has landed her on the set with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as a contributing coach on his motivational reality TV show called Wake Up Call that aired on national TNT. Today, Kat continues to impact thousands of people using her bold and unconventional presence to help them build unshakable confidence in knowing who they are and what they're here to do. So you can learn more about her on the Confidence Leadership Community in her Facebook group. And she has an incredible website, katkim.com. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, all genders, far and wide, here we are. Get ready for Cat Camp.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, SLCA? Oh my goodness. I hope I can live up to those wonderful words. Thank you so much, Reverend Ursula. I want to start off by asking you guys to do me a favor. I want you to type in the comment box. Let me know that you are here. Let me know that you can hear me and see me. Put hello cat for me. Will you please put hello cat? Welcome me in, because today I am going to share something very personal, something that I'm going through that is very challenging right now. And I want to know who I'm talking to. I wish so bad that we could see each other face to face. I miss seeing people's faces and, their reactions and their eyes and their smile and their voices. I'm so excited that you guys are going to be able to do this very soon. And I'm really honored to be the last virtual Sunday sermon with you guys. There we go. I see you guys. Zena, Robin, Christy, Joel, Heather, Greg. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to come back. I'm going to circle back to this, and I'm going to look at every single person that posted, because I want to see, and I want to see your face, and I want to respond to every single person. I like to be very interactive. So if I say something that resonates, also give me like a hell yes, if you can do that, or a heck yes in the chat box, because I'm going to come back and I'm going to respond to every single person. All right. So like I said, I am going to share something very personal with you guys today. When Shannon asked me to speak this Sunday, I told him, Shannon, I don't know. I don't know if I can do this, because I'm currently going through something very intense and very personal, and I don't know if I have the capacity to show up for SLCA, and I only want to give SLCA my 100. But 5 seconds later, I was like, what the hell? Of course I'm going to show up for SLCA. So that's why I'm here, because I just love your guys' community. And I hope that one day, very soon in the future, I will be able to visit you guys in Atlanta, and I will be able to see your guys' faces. Yay. Okay. So let me start by sharing with you exactly what is going on in my life right now. Okay. My father passed away 3 years ago. In 2018. When he passed away, he had a very, very serious gambling addiction. This gambling addiction has plagued my family for decades. As a result of this gambling addiction, my father committed fraud with another member of my family. They forged signatures to 2 different banks on 3 different loans, and they committed fraud against my mother. So currently, I am embroiled in a very, very big legal case that involves 2 different loans, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I am embroiled in a situation that involves my mother, my deceased father, estranged family members, anger, resentment, blaming. I am currently embroiled in a situation that has trauma involved, ancestral trauma, generational trauma. Currently, I'm in a situation where everybody just hates each other. And I'm involved in a situation right now that involves death, a lot of death. The kind of death that is really unfair and unspeakable, and in my opinion, the type of death that many of my family members still have not come to terms with, including myself. The thing that hurts me the most about this situation is that everybody in my immediate family, I'm not talking about cousins and uncles and grandparents. I'm not talking about second cousins. I'm not talking about people that are distant from me. I'm talking about my core family members, the people that I grew up with that raised me. The thing that hurts the most is that every single person in my family has demonized one another. They hate each other. Hate is a strong word, but it's the type that makes you boil inside. And I know this feeling because I realize that I'm not free from that feeling of hate. The type that boils and you just want to, I don't know, you just want to do something. You want to get it out. You want to get angry. It's the type where there's no words to describe the unfairness of what's going on. And because I was raised by this family, I have been trained from a very, very young age to do exactly what everybody in my family has done, which is to blame, which is to get angry, which is to turn away, which is to be resentful. What else? Point fingers. This is my family legacy so far. It is what I know. And so every part of me wants to do exactly that in this situation. I want to get mad. I want to point fingers. I want to ask, why are you doing this? And what are you going to do to fix it? That's where I'm at right now. I want to say, like, you need to take responsibility and you need to come and you need to fix this shit. Like, that's where I'm at. And also in my mind, I'm thinking, if you don't do this, then you are XYZ. I'm not going to swear too much on today's Sunday sermon, but it's that type where I am wanting to force somebody, not just one person, but I'm wanting to force everybody in my family to do something. I just want to force them to do it. That is what every part of me wants to do. But the thing is, that's easy. That's the easy thing for me to do because I have been trained to react that way. It is what I do without conscious awareness. It is what I do without thinking. It is what I automatically respond as. I just respond that way without being aware of myself or other people's feelings. It's just what I do without being awake, right? It is my natural response. That's the easy thing. I can do that without thinking. I can do that in my sleep. The more difficult thing is to do the opposite of that. The opposite of blame is to take responsibility. The opposite of looking away is to face my family. The opposite of hating and resenting is to love and be compassionate and be understanding. This is the difficult thing for me to do. It's the uncomfortable thing for me to do. The opposite of being a victim to my family and these circumstances that I am embroiled in right now, the opposite of being a victim is to be a leader. Man. And I know that that is my calling. My calling is to be a leader. If I am listening to my soul's call, which is the theme for this month, if I am listening to my soul's call, if I am awakening to God and spirit, if I am answering the call, it is to be a leader. Sometimes, y'all, I'm like, what is up with this spiritual path? Can't I just let's just not be on a spiritual path for a minute? Oh, it's exhausting sometimes. Anyone relate to that? Give me some comments. All right. The call for me right now, and I know it in my heart, is to step into leadership. Last week, if you haven't watched last week's sermon, go back and listen to it. Oh my goodness, Reverend David Alexander dropped some bombs. I loved it. He said that pain is not a punishment. It is a pathway. Pain is not a punishment. It is a pathway. I want to add to that a little bit. Not just pain, but discomfort, jealousy, anger, rage, confusion, sadness, depression are the pathway. You're probably thinking, what? That's not very new thoughty. We're supposed to think positive and look to the light and get in the vortex. We're not supposed to be sad and depressed. Well, I am here to tell you that with the calling comes the clearing. Oh, listen to that. With the calling comes the clearing. Write that down, you guys. With the calling comes the clearing. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I will share with you exactly what we're going to talk about today. Is I'm going to talk about what the calling is. I'm going to talk about what the clearing is. I'm going to talk about what the problem is. And I'm going to talk about what the solution is. Okay? So, what is the calling? Oh, the calling. The calling is our highest good. We all know this. We're all from the Centers for Spiritual Living, Science of Mind background. What is our good in the moment? What is our highest good? What is that? That is our calling. It's the soul's call. It's the way that spirit wants to express itself through you. What is that good? Is it love? Is it compassion? Is it peace? Is it leadership? Is it power? Is it abundance? Is it wealth? What is that good that spirit wants to express itself through you as you? You see, spirit works through us. We're like spirit's paintbrushes. They, spirit uses us like art and creates all of the world and all of our experiences through us. But what is that experience that spirit is creating? Well, that's the good. That's our calling. That's our calling. So getting clear about that calling is really, really important. Okay? But here's some things. Don't get confused about the calling being about your vocation. It can be, but come on, y'all. Like, are we really supposed to figure out what we're going to do for the rest of our lives at 18 years old before we apply for college? That's a lot of pressure. I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm 40 something and I don't know what I'm going to do next year. That's a lot of pressure. The calling is not necessarily a vocational calling. The calling is a moment to moment to moment calling. What are you being called to in this moment? Is it to be more love? Is it to express abundance? Is it to be beautiful? That's the calling. And also, don't get confused about the size of your calling. We live in a consumer capitalist culture that has really co-opted spirituality, co-opted the law of attraction, co-opted the law of abundance, and is teaching us that if you are practicing spirituality, then you can manifest and create whatever you want. So go big. If you want that multi-million-dollar mansion, then that's what you should have. And that's what your calling is. I'm here to tell you, y'all, no. The calling isn't the physical representation of it. The calling is the essence of the physical representation. Nothing wrong with having $1 million mansion, but what's the essence of that? What is the essence of that for you? Is it expansiveness? Is it beauty? Then that's the calling. And the calling could be just to be present for you and your family in a moment where there's a lot of chaos. I know there's a lot of mothers out there, and there's children clawing all over you. Your husband wants something, your kids want something, and it's just like you're so hectic and you can't be present. Maybe the calling for you in that moment is simply to be present, be fully present to the life of your kids and your husband and everything, your cats and your dogs, all that's happening around you, and to just bask in being present and surrounded by all this love. That calling is just as important as a bigger vocational calling. How will you know that you have identified your calling? Really easy, y'all. You will feel it. You will feel it in your body. You will have this feeling of expansion. The truth will set you free when you name your good, when you name it, and it is an actual thing that is resonating with your heart, because it is your heart of heart's desire. It is the way that spirit wants to express itself with you. You will have a physical, even though it's really, really subtle, you will feel like, that's it. That's it. That is my soul's call right here, right now. And don't be afraid to choose and accept your calling, because that calling will also change as you move and you evolve. So just because you choose one doesn't mean that you can't have others, okay? It's just a moment-to-moment thing, y'all. This is what spirituality is. It's about letting go of our regrets of the past, letting go of our worries of the future, and becoming fully present to all of the life that is happening right here, right now. And if that is the case, if God is here, if spirit is right here, right now, what is my calling? What am I being called to step into? How am I being called to expand the presence of God within me right now? Right now. Yes? Does this resonate with you guys? Give me some yeses in the chat box. Let me see this. I love it when the chat box is scrolling so fast that I can't even read it. I'm seeing all of your comments. Thank you. All right. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the calling. Figuring out what your calling is not the hard part. It's actually really fun. I mean, who doesn't want to figure out what is going to get them excited and happy and help them to expand, right? This is where I think is where people mess up. I'm just going to say what it is. Okay. This is where people mess up. We all get that feeling of like, oh yeah, that's the thing. That's what I want. I want to be more loving. I want a healthy relationship. I want a healthy, a body that feels like it's alive and I'm moving and I'm healthy and vibrant. I want to travel. I want more money. All of those things. That's the thing that we're being called into. But this is where we need to be very aware and very conscious. What we need to do, if we want to bring that thing in, if we want to bring our good into our life, if we want to manifest, if we want to demonstrate that thing into our life, then what do we need to do? We need to make space for it, y'all. We need to make space for the thing that we are being called into. Really, really important here. We need to make space, because if you have a cup of water, it's filled with water, you can't pour more water into that cup because it's full. You got to clear it. Okay? If I want to step into leadership and be a spiritual teacher, I can't do that if I am loathing my family. If I have if I'm feeling a type of way about my family that makes me want to hate them, that is not a leader make. I need to clear that. We can't create a world that works for everyone if we have systems, laws, regulations, politicians, and a president that does not support that. We need to clear that. Yes, amen? We need to clear. The minute that you get clear on your calling, you got to clear the physical, the mental, emotional, spiritual stuff that's in the way, because you got to make space for it. You got to make space for it. And do you know what is so exciting about our soul's call? Do you know what is so brilliant about our soul's call? Is that the soul knows exactly what your calling is. It knows exactly what your good is. And it also knows exactly what needs to be cleared. It knows exactly what needs to be cleared, AKA healed, AKA create space for, in order for you to create, manifest, and demonstrate your good. So what does the soul do? The soul will present to you. It will present to you. It will show you. It will gift you with all of the things, all of the reasons, all of the drama, all the things that say that you cannot, should not, and would not do and claim your good. With the calling comes the clearing. Remember I said, write that down. If you haven't written that down, write it down now. With the calling comes the clearing. They go hand in hand. Okay? You can't have a calling and not do the clearing. So, what's the clearing? The clearing. The clearing shows up as fear. The clearing shows up as jealousy. The clearing shows up as resentment, anger. It shows up as unconscious, subconscious pain and suffering that you've buried down. The clearing shows up as all the reasons for why you can't have a healthy body, why you can't lose weight. The clearing shows up as all the reasons why you can't bring someone into your life, a romantic relationship with someone that is loving and caring. It tells you all the reasons. It shows up as because you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you don't look good enough, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough time, you don't have enough resources, all of that. That is how the clearing shows up. Yes? Have you guys ever experienced this? Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. Let me know if you have ever experienced any of the things that I have just named off. Fear, resentment, jealousy, confusion. Oh my goodness. The clearing shows up as confusion. Like, I don't know how. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. All of that is part of the clearing. So let me backtrack a little bit. Why does this show up for us? Because the soul's really smart. The soul knows your calling, but the soul also knows the clearing. The soul knows exactly what you need to clear in order to step into that calling, in order to bring your good into your life. It's actually presenting to you, hey, look at this. This is the thing. These emotions, these feelings, these thoughts, these people, this government, this president. These are the things that are ready to be cleared, that are ready to be healed. These are the things that you need to look at in order to bring, or in order to make space and bring that good into your life. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Yes. All right. You guys have experienced this. Wonderful. Oh, yes, Robin. How could I forget that? Feelings of lack. Okay. if we're all being called into abundance, which is the natural state of who we are, oh, technical, look at that light just went out. If we're all being called into abundance, but then you have all the feelings of why you can't, there's not enough money, not enough time, I don't know how. That is exactly what is ready to be looked at. It is what is ready to be cleared. Okay? I really want to remind you guys, because sometimes we get into this clearing phase and it seems really, really bad. It's like, this is not good. But it's really important to remember that this is showing up for you right here, right now, because it is presenting to you. This is ready to be healed. It is a gift. It is a true gift. Okay? So we talked about the calling. We talked about the clearing. Let's talk about the problem here. What is the problem? The problem is that when we're going through this clearing phase, when all the emotions and all the thoughts for why we can't and why we shouldn't, when all the drama shows up, when your family is fighting with each other, when you have no money in your bank account, when your partner is being abusive, I'm not just talking about little things. The clearing shows up as really big, deep-seated issues, trauma. It shows up, okay? The problem is that when that shows up in our life, what do? We make it wrong. We make it wrong. And we judge it. We say, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening? Why am I getting angry? Why am I not able to do this? There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Have you guys ever done this? Have you ever said to yourself, why? Yes, if you're feeling sad, have you ever beat yourself up for feeling sad and then you feel more sad? That's what we do. This is the problem here, is that even though with the calling comes the clearing, when the clearing happens, we make it wrong. We judge ourselves. We condemn ourselves, or we judge other people, we condemn other people, we point fingers, we blame them, we want them, everyone outside of us, to fix the problem that we are experiencing internally. Yes? Have you guys done this, and have you experienced this out in the world? That's the problem, is that we are making the clearing part, we're making it wrong. And the real problem here is, instead of looking at it, instead of seeing it for what it is, we then turn to distractions. We turn to drugs. I did. That's what I did. I said, oh, problems? Oh, uncomfortable feelings? Oh, anger in my family? I can't deal with this. I'm going to go smoke a bowl, or, do some cocaine. That is the way that I used to distract myself. And then I distracted myself with food and alcohol. And then I distracted myself with toxic, emotionally abusive relationships. Have y'all done this before? We find ways to distract ourselves from looking at what's showing up for us in the clearing process, even though with the calling comes the clearing. We do whatever we can. We get online, social media, we go shopping, there's just addictions everywhere, sex addiction, money addiction, all of the things, right? And instead of looking at what is showing up for us during the calling, remember, the soul is gifting us. The soul is saying, here, this is ready to be healed. This is what you are ready to heal, because you're being called into something amazing here. Look at this. But instead of looking at it, we shut it down. We repress it. We push it away. Not just individually, but collectively. We say, oh, no, we didn't do that. We didn't do that as a country. We didn't build our country on top of the lives of African Americans' lives and Indigenous lives. We didn't do that. Let's just not look at that. We don't want to look at that, right? And the thing that happens is then we forget about the original call, because all this stuff is showing up and we want to distract ourselves and not look at it. We're judging ourselves. We're making it wrong. And so then we just forget about the calling altogether, or we tell ourselves, you know what, maybe this wasn't meant for me. How many of you guys have been on that path? It's like a vicious cycle. Yes? Does this make sense? Let me know if this is resonating with you. That's the problem, okay? Is that we are not seeing the clearing for what it really is, which is part of the calling. And we're making it wrong, and we're just blowing the calling altogether. We're saying, you know what? This is not happening for me. I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna give up. Maybe it's not meant to be. Right? So we talked about the calling. The calling comes with the what? Type it in the chat box. The calling comes with the what? We talked about the calling. We talked about the clearing, because the calling comes with the clearing. They're partners. They're partners. They love each other. Don't separate them. They are meant for each other. They make it whole. They make the process whole. It's God. God is whole. God is not just love and light. God is darkness too. The divine lives in the darkness, not just the light. So we have to be able to know how to walk into that darkness and be comfortable there too. The calling comes with the clearing. Like this, they're partners. Don't separate them. We talked about the calling. We talked about the clearing. We talked about the problem. Are y'all ready for the solution? Are y'all ready for the solution? Let me know in the chat box. Say yes. What's the solution? The solution, it's actually so easy. It's so easy. The solution, when we are experiencing these things that are showing up for us in the clearing, anger, resentment, pain, suffering, depression, confusion, jealousy, all those uncomfortable emotions, when that is showing up for us, remember, the soul is gifting us, showing us, hey, this is what you are ready to heal. And so therefore, the solution is not to turn away, not to make it wrong, not to repress it, not to turn away and blame somebody else or turn to drugs and alcohol. The solution is to lean in. Lean in, y'all. Lean in to that discomfort. Lean into that anger. Lean into the sadness. Lean in. This is what typically happens. The clearing comes, all the uncomfortable emotions meets us, and we're like, boom, we're out the door. We're going the other way. We're like, no, I can't deal with this. I'm gone. I'm gone. I don't want to. I can't. This is too difficult. And also, I feel like if I look at it, then I'm going to be stuck there. How many of you guys feel like if you actually allow yourself to be present to your pain and suffering, that you might actually get stuck there? I'm here to tell you that's not true, because with the calling comes the clearing. With the calling comes the clearing. The clearing doesn't come by itself. The clearing is showing up for you because there's a calling. Remember, they're partners. So when the clearing comes, instead of boom, going that way, you want to meet it and you want to lean in. You want to get curious about it. You want to ask it questions. You want to be compassionate and understanding. What do I mean by this? Curiosity. How do you, listen, imagine that you're talking to someone, you meet someone and you just become so curious about them. You're really interested in them. How do you talk to them? What are the types of questions that you ask? It's a friendly conversation, right? You might ask, who are you? What are you about? What would you like me to know? How are you feeling? What makes you feel this way? Notice my energy. That is the energy of true curiosity. I'm leaning in. Now, what I'm talking about, remember, is this is how I want to show up and be present for my anger, for my jealousy. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm a jealous person. Okay, I'll just admit that I'm a jealous person. But and I have moments and feelings of jealousy all the time. And what I've learned to do is to get really curious about it. I ask it, who are you? What do you want me to know? I lean in. I lean into that jealousy and I let myself feel what it feels like. And then I give that jealousy a voice. That's what true curiosity is. Curiosity isn't asking all these questions and not allowing the other person or other thing or other entity or other energy to speak. You give that feeling a voice. You give that thing, that person, that community, that group, you give it a voice. Let it speak from their heart without judgment. That is the solution. You lean in with curiosity. You lean in. The key here, really important key, is that you lean in with curiosity. You don't lean in so you can fix the damn thing. You lean in with curiosity so you can learn more about it. There's no fixing here at all. No fixing, because nothing's broke. That's the ultimate fallacy that we're operating under when we're experiencing the clearing, that we're making it wrong. We're making these feelings wrong. They're not wrong. They are part of the wholeness of who we are. They are part of the wholeness of the calling, you see? It's part of the calling. So the key here is not to make it wrong. The key is to move away from this place of, oh my God, what's going on? I have to fix it. How do I, make this go away? What do I need to visualize? What affirmations do I need to use? No, you're moving away from the judgment of it being wrong towards the curiosity of what it's actually about. Because I guarantee underneath all of this, the fear, the pain, the suffering, underneath these feelings of discomfort is love, power, abundance. There's spirit pushing it through. There is the golden, the wisdom, the thing that you will be gifted with if you actually allow yourself to be present to these emotions. Because emotions need to be in motion. They're not supposed to be stuffed down, okay? When you allow and you lean in and you become curious about them, you are instantly transmuting these feelings of it being bad to it being okay. And as metaphysicians, we all know that what we are thinking and feeling on the inside is what we manifest on the outside. So if we're transmuting something being bad to something being okay, that is how a metaphysician transforms their outside experience instantaneously. And I guarantee that you will be gifted something. There will be a piece of wisdom, something that shows up for you as you are leaning in and being curious about this uncomfortable emotion, feeling, thought, or experience. And that thing that you are gifted with is going to be the thing that propels you, moves you, shoots you out right there to your calling. It's all there. The calling comes with the clearing. Yes? Does this make sense? All right, you guys. So we talked about the calling. We talked about the clearing. We talked about the problem. And we talked about the solution. I want to leave you guys off with this one thing. Why is this all important? Why is this so important? I mean, if we don't want to go through the clearing, then maybe we don't need to go through the calling. We can just forget it all. And that is an option. And we see a lot of people in the world out there that don't want to answer to either the calling or the clearing. But you, because you're on this spiritual path, you are awakened to or being awoken to your specific call. And do you want to know why? This is the most juiciest part. Do you know why that you feel this calling in your heart and you just feel like there's something within you that you just want to either birth or show up? You want to be the presence of this beauty or power, abundance. Do you know why you are feeling that? The reason you are feeling that call is because somebody out there is asking for it, praying for it, crying about it, wanting it. God is efficient, you see. God is so efficient, and I love this because when someone has a problem, the solution comes exactly at the same time. There is no problem out there that does not have a solution. They arise and they come into existence at the same time. Just like when there's a clearing, there's a calling. So get this. And I'm going to leave you off with this thought. I want you to think about this. When you step into your calling, when you step into your calling, you become the answer to someone's prayer. When you step into your calling, you become the answer to someone's prayer. Write that down. Thank you so much, SLCA. It has been such a pleasure to be here with you guys. I'm going to come back. I'm going to go through all of these comments and I'm going to respond to every single one. I appreciate y'all. If you're watching the replay, make sure to comment. And I hope to see you guys face to face very soon. Mwah!
It's time for our grateful giving. I hope everyone understands
I wanted to say, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I know I see all of us. I'm so sorry, Joseph, that we had to take you off camera only because we couldn't hear you, sweetheart. So sorry, but I wanted to share. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What an amazing talk. Shannon heard Kat Kim speaking, our religious science practitioner in Denver, and said, we've got to bring her. And I'm so appreciative today of Kat Kim's message this morning. Wow. And so now we have a chance for you to give tithe to our community and let us know how much you love us. You can see on the screen, it's text any amount to 404-800-9467 or give online slca.com/donations. And here's our affirmation for grateful giving. Will you join with me as we say together, I live in a universe of abundance as I freely and I joyfully give. I join in this divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is, as Kat Kim just shared with us. Thank you so much, everyone. Have an amazing day. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone.